There are moments in life when everything seems to be in perfect balance. Your health is good. Your relationships are peaceful. Your plans are unfolding beautifully. And then, without warning, things begin to crumble. The energy around you changes. You feel drained for no reason. Doors that once opened with ease now stay shut. You begin to wonder what went wrong. It's in these quiet, unsettling moments that the unseen world often makes itself known. The truth is, not all harm comes from what we can see. King, there are forces that move silently, fueled not by physical strength, but by emotion, by envy, by resentment, thinking, by the silent wish that what you have should fade. The evil eye is one of those forces. It's not a myth or a tale told to frighten children. It's a spiritual reality recognized by faith, reason, thinking, and the experiences of countless souls through time. It's what happens when admiration turns into jealousy, thinking, when praise is given without gratitude, or when someone's heart cannot bear the brightness of your blessings. That glance, that thought, that silent envy carries energy, and that energy can pierce deeper than words ever could. But here's the deeper truth. Think it's not about living in fear of others' eyes. It's about being aware of the power of energy, emotion, and intention. Every human being carries light within them, and that light can attract attention, both good and ill. When your light shines too brightly, it often exposes the darkness in others. Some celebrate it, but others resent it, King. And that resentment, that heaviness of heart, can manifest as real, invisible harm. You might start feeling tired even after resting, unsettled in your peace, unsure of your purpose, thinking. You might notice that your efforts bring less fruit, your mind feels clouded, or joy seems to slip through your fingers like sand. These are not coincidences. Thinking, they are spiritual alarms, gentle reminders from the unseen that you are being watched, not with love, but with envy. But awareness is the first act of protection. The moment you recognize that this unseen energy exists, thinking, you reclaim your power over it. Because darkness only thrives where light refuses to look. Sometimes, thinking, the signs are so subtle that we overlook them, brushing them off as coincidence or exhaustion. Yet deep down, thinking, the soul always knows when something unseen is pressing against it. Thinking, you begin to sense it in the little things first. The mornings that used to feel full of life now start heavy, King. You wake up with no motivation, no reason, yet something inside feels weighed down. You lose focus easily. The joy that once filled your heart begins to feel distant. It's as though a fog has settled between you and the peace you used to know. Then come the sudden setbacks. You were doing everything right, working hard, staying consistent, trying to move forward. But somehow progress stalls. Plans fall apart for no clear reason. Finances shrink, health falters, and relationships become tense without explanation. Thinking, you feel like something is stealing your balance piece by piece. The most confusing part is that nothing visible is wrong. Thinking, yet everything feels off. It's a strange, quiet struggle, the kind that steals your energy without making a sound. When the evil eye touches a person, it doesn't always scream. It whispers through moments of confusion, through sudden weariness, through unexplained sadness. It makes you doubt yourself. Thinking, it convinces you that maybe you're losing your strength or that perhaps you've done something wrong. But the truth is, not all pain comes from within. Sometimes it's energy from outside, drawn to your blessings because they shine too brightly. You'll notice, too, thinking, that the things which once brought you happiness begin to lose their flavor. Food tastes dull, laughter feels forced, king. And even prayers feel heavy. You might look in the mirror and not recognize the light in your own eyes anymore. That's how the evil eye works. It drains not just your body, but your spirit. It tries to dull your spark, hoping you'll forget how powerful your light truly is. But awareness changes everything. Thinking. When you start connecting the dots, when you see that what you're facing may be spiritual, not circumstantial, you begin to fight back differently. You stop blaming yourself and start protecting your peace. Thinking. Because the moment you recognize the signs, you've already taken the first step toward reclaiming what was taken. Thinking. There comes a time when you start to feel that your blessings don't flow the way they used to. You work just as hard. Thinking. You pray just as sincerely, but somehow things don't move forward. What once came with ease now comes with struggle. King, you notice small losses that add up. A steady job becomes uncertain. Relationships that were once peaceful turn tense. King, your health feels fragile, or a deep joy you once carried within you slowly fades. Thinking. It's not that you've done something wrong, King. It's that something unseen has begun to touch the very essence of your barakah, your divine blessing. Thinking. Barakah is a subtle gift. It's not just about what you have, but how it grows, multiplies, and brings contentment. You can have little yet feel abundant, or you can have plenty and still feel empty. When the evil eye strikes, it doesn't always destroy outright. It dims the light that gives meaning to what you have, King. It's like a shadow falling over what was once radiant. You'll notice it when joy feels like a memory, when the warmth in your home cools without reason, when the people around you start to feel distant, and when your efforts seem to yield no fruit. That's the danger of the evil eye. It doesn't just affect possessions or achievements. It seeps into the spirit. It whispers into the corners of your life, turning blessings into burdens. You might start to question your worth, thinking, wondering why everything feels like it's slipping away. But remember, thinking, it's not the loss that defines you. It's the awareness that awakens within you when you begin to see that this isn't random. You're not unlucky. You're being reminded that every blessing comes from a source greater than yourself. And that source never abandons. These moments, painful as they feel, are also sacred invitations to reconnect with faith. Thinking. To guard your blessings through gratitude, humility, and remembrance. Thinking. Because when you acknowledge that something unseen may be draining your barakah, thinking, you stop fighting with your hands and start fighting with your spirit. You begin to rebuild from the inside out, and that's where your true strength lies. Because no shadow, no envy, thinking, and no evil can dim the light that is protected by faith. The greatest battle against the evil eye isn't fought outside of us. It's fought within. Thinking. The real struggle begins in the heart, because that's where fear, comparison, and insecurity find their way in. You see, the evil eye may be cast by another, but it finds its strength through the cracks we leave unguarded in our own souls. King. When we start comparing our lives to others, when we begin to doubt our worth, when we let jealousy or fear take root, we unintentionally open a door that lets negativity seep in. The heart, if not protected by faith, becomes an open field for unseen harm to settle. This is why the inner state matters more than any outer defense. Think you could wear every talisman in the world, say every prayer aloud, but if your heart carries resentment, envy, or pride, you're already weakened from within. The evil eye feeds off the energy of discontent. Thinking. It thrives where faith is thin and gratitude is missing. But when the heart is anchored in humility, when it is filled with trust in the divine plan, no curse, no envy, no negative energy can touch it. Because light does not fear darkness, it transforms it. Thinking. Every time you look at someone else's success and wish it were yours, pause. Not because wanting good is wrong, but because comparison steals the peace that keeps you spiritually strong. Every time you think others have it easier, thinking. Remind yourself that what's written for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. King. The evil eye is powerless against a person who knows their blessings are safely guarded by gratitude. Thinking. So the true protection begins with the heart. Strengthen it with remembrance, with patience, with trust. Let your tongue speak good about others. Let your eyes look with kindness, and your soul will become a mirror that reflects divine peace instead of absorbing envy. Because when your heart is pure, in no darkness can cling to it. And that is the secret. Once the light inside you burns strong, no shadow outside can ever put it out. When the unseen begins to touch your life, fear is not the answer. Faith is. Thinking. There's a reason divine protection was revealed to us, not as mystery, but as mercy. Thinking. The words of the Quran are not just recitations, they are shields of light. When you recite Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas, you are not merely speaking verses. You are wrapping yourself in divine armor. Thinking. These chapters were revealed specifically to protect the believer from hidden harm, from envy, and from every darkness that moves unseen. They are not long, but their power is immeasurable when spoken with a heart that truly believes. Every morning and evening, when you whisper Ayatul Kursi, you remind the unseen world that your protector is the Almighty Himself. Thinking. You don't fight evil energy with anger or superstition. You fight it by affirming that nothing moves without God's permission. That awareness alone weakens the force of any harm sent your way. And when you live with that consciousness, thinking, you stop feeling like a victim of circumstance and begin to walk with quiet authority. Thinking. Spiritual protection is not about rituals. It's about relationship. Thinking. It's about remembering that prayer is your connection, dhikr is your breath, and patience is your weapon. It's about purifying your intention. For even good deeds lose their power if the heart behind them is clouded by pride or bitterness. When your words, actions, and thoughts align with sincerity, the spiritual field around you strengthens. No ill wish can penetrate a soul that lives in remembrance. You can also protect your home and family by surrounding them with light. Through daily recitation, through maintaining cleanliness, and through the constant remembrance of the divine name. Simple acts, inking, like saying Bismillah before eating, before entering, before beginning any task, are far greater shields than most realize. Thinking. These small moments build an unbreakable wall of light around everything you love. Thinking. The unseen cannot harm what the Almighty guards. When you anchor yourself in prayer, gratitude, and remembrance, you become untouchable, not because darkness stops existing, but because your light becomes too powerful to reach. Thinking. When a person realizes they've been touched by the evil eye, it's easy to feel broken, singled out, or even punished. But in truth, being affected doesn't mean you are cursed. It means your light was noticed. The brighter the soul shines, the more it draws attention. And sometimes that attention comes with envy. But what was meant to harm you can also awaken something greater within you. A deeper strength, a sharper awareness, king, and a renewed closeness to the one who protects all hearts. Thinking, every test carries within it a hidden invitation to rise higher than before. You see, thinking, what the evil eye tries to steal is not just your peace, it's your sense of purpose, king. It wants to make you lose faith in your blessings, to question the goodness that once came naturally to you. But when you turn that pain into prayer, when you respond not with fear but with faith, thinking, you transform the attack into a testimony. What once drained you now refines you. What once made you doubt now makes you unshakable. Forgive those who envied you, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because resentment keeps you chained to the very energy you wish to escape. Let go, and your spirit will rise. Thinking, the real victory is not in seeing others fall, it's in seeing yourself grow beyond the reach of darkness. Every hardship becomes a reminder that your strength does not come from this world. It comes from the unseen source that no eye can touch. So instead of hiding your light, let it burn brighter. Speak good, do good, and stay humble in your blessings. Protect them, yes, but never fear them. Because when your gratitude becomes constant, envy loses its power. When your heart stays soft in the face of pain, the test turns into purification. The energy that was meant to break you becomes the very fire that forges you into someone stronger, wiser, and closer to the divine. The evil eye may aim to take from you, but those who stand in faith never lose. They transform.